chat. Say hi to YouTube. YouTube, I hope whoever hears or sees this message has a good day. We love you. Take care. Oh, so sweet. So sweet of the milkers. They just want you to have a good time. Let's watch Is This the Average Male Fantasy?
Men. What do they want? Money? Status? Fast, expensive cars? What is the ultimate male fantasy? Is it fame? Fortune? 3 hot chicks at once? Hell yeah, brother. No, according to men on the internet, it's something a little more simple.
Oh, that's so cute! What anime is this?
This is literally just a fetish.
Whoa! What? Wait. What? What's having a happy life? I'm so confused. Wait, do I have to watch it again? Wait, chat. Oh, is it because the girl's in a wheelchair? Dude, you're so fucking weird for saying that. I am sorry. If you watch this and you say that that's a fetish, like, that's fucking weird. I don't think that was meant to be the focus. Like, if you watch this and this is the first thing that comes to your mind, you need some fucking help, dude. That's weird. I don't think that's the point. Fellas, is it a fetish to treat disabled people like people? You know what's the funniest thing? I didn't even notice it. Like, if you make that the whole focus, I think you're being so weird. I don't know, man.
I fucking hate men so much.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Men are why we can't have nice things.
Yay!
As I was working on an upcoming video, I made the terrible mistake of logging onto Twitter.
That is usually a mistake, especially if you're using the For You page. Nothing good comes from there.
I saw this post. A montage from the anime Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish, a movie about a college student who's assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men were yearn posting in the replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and would love a relationship like this, while many others, mostly women, were absolutely f***ing disgusted at this. Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair?
How dare you? How dare And as I said, I don't think that's the point, man.
Seems pretty creepy and predatory, right?
What
Also
the
just
hell?
unrealistic and problematic.
Yeah, sure. Why would you do that, you know? Fuck's sake.
Well, in this video, we are going to be talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as to why. We are also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual, to get to the bottom of why such a wholesome post turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war. Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, the dealing with dating apps. Do men prefer thin women or curvy women? Brunettes or blondes? Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like beards or clean-shaven? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor, Henson Shaving.
Ad time!
You ever just accept that some products are just garbage? Like, for years, I thought ripping your tights on the first wear was just a part of being a human woman. We just accepted that. That's just how it is, sweetie.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be how it is. It's a bad design. And that's why I like Henson Shaving. Because if you've ever used a multi-blade razor, you're probably sick of the irritation, the razor burn, the overpriced blades, and you probably think, that's just the way it is. But it doesn't have to be how it is. Thanks to Henson Shaving. Henson Shaving is on a mission to improve shaving, with no gimmicky subscriptions or moisturizing strips, but with real innovation and a focus on your skin's health. What really sets Henson apart is their engineering, with their Henson AL-13 safety razor being manufactured in an aerospace machine shop that built parts for the International Space Station. This precision allows the blade to extend just 1/1000th of an inch beyond the shave plane, less than the thickness of a human hair. The razor prevents any bouncing or skipping, resulting in an irritation-free shave every time. And here's the best part, once you invest in a Henson razor, it's a lifetime purchase. The only thing you'll need to replace are the blades, which literally cost only 10 cents each. So once you own the razor, you'll be spending like $3 to $5 on blades, compared to the ongoing cost of buying expensive plastic cartridges. Henson's store offers a variety of colors and even a titanium version, so you can pick the razor that best fits your style. So if you're tired of razor burn and overpaying for blades, now is the perfect time to make the switch. Just head over to hensonshaving.com/shoe and add both a Henson razor and the 100 blades to your car, and then enter code SHOE at checkout to get the 100 blades for free with your purchase.
Nice.
Your skin, your wallet, and your environment will thank you. Big thanks to Henson Razor for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. You didn't skip the ad, right?
I didn't.
Now let's get back to the video. Now, I am not an anime connoisseur. In fact, I basically know nothing about anime. I am probably the most tourist of all the tourists.
She didn't get the tourist fit, bro. Amazing, amazing. Props for the effort.
Yeah, hi. I have a question. Was the upskirt shot necessary in order to advance the plot?
Yes, it always is. It always is.
I watched Pokemon and Sailor Moon when I was a kid.
Based. Me too. Me too.
And a few years ago, I watched Beastars on Netflix.
Ooh, furry alert. Furry alert.
Legoshi, best boy. Not a furry, by the way. And
yeah, sure.
honestly, that's about it for my anime consumption. Unless you're counting VTubers. If you're counting VTubers, I watch a lot of anime. But because
No way, bro. Did she become a VTuber enjoyer? That is so funny. She's falling in the rabbit hole, boys. We got her. We got her.
this clip going viral, I watched Josie the Tiger and the Fish, and well, I thought it was a good movie. I recommend.
Oh, it's a movie. Okay, that's a little bit easier for me to watch. I usually don't have a lot of patience for anime nowadays, but if it's a movie, that's a little bit easier for me.
Watching it, I thought it was a really cute, good story. I only cried a little bit. And I completely understood what the tweet meant by calling it the average male fantasy. So, what was wrong with it? Why did this clip go so viral in such a negative way? Why were thousands of people angry at this post? Well, let us dilly-dally no longer and read some of these angry replies to get a better understanding of what the issue is, shall we? Wholesome male fantasy, and it's fetishizing a disabled girl for him to control.
Whoa, dude! Why did you go this far? Nobody should think like this at like first glance, you know? That's so weird. I have daddy issues, girl. Probably.
Oh. Oh no. They think, oh god.
Yeah.
Why? Always vulnerable, always happy, always needs you. Pretty perverted.
I can't. I fucking... You know... You have so many deep issues, bro.
Where are these fan fictions coming from? There are like hundreds of tweets just like this. Why did they see a cute montage of a happy couple, a man and a woman happy, together? I know, unheard of. Why did they see that and then immediately come to these conclusions?
You know, this is just the people that, like, it feels like they're making an effort to see the bad things and anything, you know. These people are just a fucking bummer to be around, man. Like, nothing is ever nice or good. There's always a problem with everything. It's like, you're just fucking annoying, bro. But nobody likes you. They're just going so far. Could that be true? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't watch the thing, but like the clips looked really nice and wholesome. You know, why would you go that deep to like make it bad, bro? That's so weird.
Like, as someone who actually watched the movie, Josie is not always happy, and she's absolutely not portrayed as some like vulnerable ooh-woo sex doll waifu. She's boisterous, she kind of has a foul mouth, she's very sassy and headstrong. She like straight up calls him her servant, but she was also
Based.
very depressed. She basically never left her house. She was basically a girl failure. As a former girl failure, I love to see representation in media. Okay.
Nice. We need that.
Actually show her disability, like, not in a good way. Like, they don't romanticize it, they don't sugarcoat it. And I noticed, unlike a lot of movies, unlike a lot of romance movies, at least like the Hallmark kind, where it's like the stuffy male lead learning to live life from the quirky, cute female lead, he's already got his shit together. And she learns to live life from him. He encourages her to live her dreams. And in return, he learns to live life in a completely different way. And I thought that was really cool and sweet. Also, the
It sounds like a really nice premise. I'd watch this.
animation was really good. Is anime good? Have I been sleeping on anime this entire time? His fantasy is that she becomes permanently disabled and helplessly dependent on him, but can still make him a sandwich.
Dude! But can still make a sandwich. That is so funny. What the hell, bro? Crazy. Just straight up insane. Who hurt you, bro?
Sounds about right. Oh my god, after watching the movie, these tweets are even more insane. But even putting the movie aside, just seeing that like cute montage.
If like me, for example, I never watched it, right? Just saw the clips that were shown here. There's no fucking reason why you'd jump to these conclusions. That's so fucking absurd, bro.
Out of context, where the fuck are they getting this? These are very clearly just two happy people.
Yeah.
But because the caption was the average male fantasy, their mind immediately goes to the darkest, worst faith interpretation of this. The problem is these people can't see any humanity in men. They can't see any humanity in humanity in general.
I was gonna say probably if anyone, really.
Average male fantasy equals girlfriend with no agency who's completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance. Sounds about right. You males are weird for fetishizing physically disabled women. Average male fantasy is having a physically disabled girl that they can abuse however they want. Got it. Not to be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy. The infantilization of the physically disabled here is a little, dare I say.
There's also that. Yep. The weird focus on the fact that she is disabled and the whole like, oh my god, she's disabled so she can't do anything. Like that is just so fucked up, dude. Like, what the hell?
Ableist?
Yeah.
The implication here that people in wheelchairs cannot find love, and if they do, the person who loves them literally just loves them because they can't run away.
Exactly. Like, do you see a couple IRL and like if one of them is disabled and the other is not, do you think that's wrong? Are you gonna like think that the person that's not disabled is like taking advantage of them or something? That's so ridiculous, bro. Like, what the hell?
Weird.
Very weird.
Average men can't even be nice to their healthy and normal girlfriend.
What? Who's average man? Look, I don't know what kind of average man you know, bruh. I am really sorry, probably for you, but like that's just crazy. Who hurt you, girl?
What makes you think they'll be able to handle disabled person as their lover?
So basically, what they're saying is disabled woman probably shouldn't have a partner. Is sad. Do you just wish them to just never have a partner in their life? That is crazy. What the fuck? They're really making disabled people as a problem here, you know? And like, it's not. Why are you being like this? That is so fucking weird, dude. Being disabled brings extra challenges to life, but they still deserve to be happy. They can still have a perfectly normal life, you know? And someone that's gonna be shitty to a disabled person, well, fucking news, they're gonna be shitty to a person that's not disabled as well. Like, someone that is nice to someone that's not disabled, they're probably also gonna be nice to someone that's disabled, you know? That usually doesn't change how you treat people. If it does, then you're fucking weird, you know?
Whoa. Normal? What do you mean by normal? These people are just so ableist, chat. Can you believe it? Chat? Chat? I don't even live stream. Who's chat? I'm disabled, blind, so I showed this to my boyfriend. He says, I love you because you're you, and you make my days happier. So what if I have to drive you places or help you with cooking and cleaning? I would have done that anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it. I love you.
There we go, chat. That is just how, you know, normal people are.
Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but, your boyfriend is a rapist. Sorry you had to find out this way. You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people.
Whoa! What the hell? Where did you get this from?
No, the fantasy is the woman appreciates his efforts to make her happy. Stop lying and abusing women and the disabled. Your meds, schizo. You don't even know that f***ing guy. What do you mean stop abusing women and the disabled? Bitch, who are you? Also, the majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people. Are you okay? The majority of men are not abusers. That is a very, very small minority of men. The majority of men are men that just wake up, take a shit, get out of bed, take a shower, go to work, come home, and wait for GTA 6 to come out.
Exactly. So true.
That is the majority of men.
Yep.
Men commit 95% of all rape, but okay. Barging into the romance section of Barnes & Noble like, attention everyone! Rape!
It's just, oh, who asked?
Where is that coming from? So close. This is fetish content.
Dude.
Ah yes, the dirtiest, most taboo of all fetishes. A happy relationship. Honestly, in 2025, that might be true. Oh, you want a wife and kids? You sick fuck.
To be fair, she has a point there, chat. Maybe that is a fetish nowadays. Damn, man, we're cooked.
But this is literally just a perverted fantasy element.
The way, I don't know what's perverted anymore, chat. It's just wanting to be happy and just wanting to have a relationship being perverted. Oh man, we're so cooked, bro.
Mayo. You think it's a perverted fantasy because, how do I put this nicely? You are a pervert. Literally seeing a cute montage of a male and female character having fun together, being in love together, and being like, rape! He's a
Yeah, exactly.
Rapist. This is a fetish. Are these people okay? Stop watching porn.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. If your mind goes to fetish, seeing a completely normal thing, you have problems, bro. Like, you need to fucking touch some grass. I don't know, dude.
This is a woman. Okay, stop reading Taken by the Werewolf Billionaire.
What is this, chat? That's the female fantasy, chat. Having a billionaire werewolf boyfriend. I'm so out of the loop, man. I would never think of this.
Or whatever the fuck you read. I swear to God, some of the shit women read would make the most depraved internet gooner blush.
So true. And they read it on fucking public transport as if it was like, okay, you know, oh yes, I am reading my furry smut book here, and yes, you can take a look at the cover. I am not ashamed by this. Fuck's sake.
Or so I've been told. This is literally just a fetish. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like, she can't run away, she has no legs.
Don't get me wrong, these people obviously exist, but they're such a small minority, bruh, that like, why are you even bringing that up, you know?
Sit here and pretend there's nobody out there who has a crippled, disabled fetish, okay?
Yeah.
I've been on the internet for 20 years. I've been on DeviantArt. I've seen shit you wouldn't believe. But the majority of people, probably most, if not all the people responding to this, do not have a cripple fetish, okay? Yeah. In fact, her being in a wheelchair basically has nothing to do with it. Much like how females coom over, like, vampires or, like I said before, the billionaire werewolf fantasy. This is just the average male fantasy distilled down to its most extreme. So what is the average male fantasy? The average male fantasy is the fantasy of both men and women alike. It is simply to love and to be loved.
Oh, that is so cute.
But more specifically, the male fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love. Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this in a big way, trust me. The average male fantasy is being a globally known terrorist. The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat.
I mean, can't blame this one too much, can you?
The average male fantasy is actually job security.
No, that's a good one. That's everyone's fantasy, actually.
You know what? These guys may have a point here.
Yeah.
Pedophile alert. Men want disabled child wives.
Dude, there's people that they see anime characters and they go, that's a kid, when it's like clearly not. I've had people coming into my stream and saying, why is your character a lolly? And I was like, it's not? Do you even know what that means? Like, that is so... Dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. For fuck's sake.
Average male fantasy is a disabled child? More proof that men are pets. That's a little girl. This is weird. So, first of all, she's literally older than the guy. The guy is 22 and she is 24. In anime years, he is practically hag maxing.
True.
And yes, she may be physically disabled, but aren't all men mentally disabled in their own special way? At least the ones in my audience. They will freely admit this. Maybe she, the older woman, is taking advantage of this sensitive young man. Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah, true. Damn. Nobody twists it like that, do they? They never do it.
She looks like an 11-year-old child. Where are her breasts?
Dude, this fucking pisses me off so much, dude. The people that are like, oh, you have no boobs? You're a child. Like, that's weird. There's plenty of grown adult women that have, like, basically no boobies, man. Like, stop being fucking weird.
First of all, really weird way to say that. She looks like a child. Show me her titties.
Yeah, exactly. To prove that she's not, you know? Like, dude, that is so fucked up.
Also, I love how, like, when anime women have huge boobs, it's disgusting, Coomer brain or whatever. But if the anime woman has small boobs, she is a child and you're a chimo.
We can never win, chat. You just can't. You just can't.
Can't fucking win.
Yeah.
Also, if she had big boobs, they'd absolutely be like, wow, look at this sexualization of the disabled. Also, you know, like, adult women can be flat-chested, right?
Yeah.
Like, that actually exists in real life. Like, adult human women can have small boobs.
Yeah.
We love all titties here on the Shoe on Head channel. All
flat is justice, medium is premium, and big boobies. I don't know. That's what I always say. We love any boobies. All kinds of boobies deserve love. You know.
titties is good titties.
Exactly.
End of story. Women fantasy: a boyfriend with depth and a loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. Men's fantasy: 12-year-old anime girl who looks and speaks like a toddler.
She didn't even talk in the clip.
Also notice how she's literally the shape and size of a child. Yuck.
These people have never seen a child, chat. I'm just... That's what I feel like. What do you mean?
Have you people ever seen a child? No.
Yeah.
You're all childless. Silly me. She's not even that short. She's just sitting. See, like when they're...
Exactly!
they're laying side by side, she's like a full-grown adult woman. Why do these people look at this and immediately think of child rape?
doesn't look like a kid, bro. You're so weird if you think that's a kid. Like,
go to therapy.
Yep.
And listen, I know with anime it can get a little weird, right? Like, excuse me, Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan is 2,000 years old, and this is Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan. But this does not even look like a child.
Exactly. There are cases that, like, I understand where you're coming from. You know, this is not one of those cases. This does not look like a kid.
This looks like a cute woman.
Yeah.
This is like a random rant, but I feel like there are no more cute women nowadays. You know what I mean? You have all like the Insta baddies, the e-thots, the e-girls, the muscle mommies, the boss babes, the...
You have the cute girls. They're all fanboys.
boy babes. But I feel like every woman is just hot now. Which, by the way, I don't think is healthy for the male psyche whatsoever. You shouldn't wake up and be able to scroll through pictures of, like, the hottest woman you've ever seen in your life, like, 20 times before you've had, like, your morning cup of coffee. You shouldn't log in and immediately be one-shotted by 10 tens all day. As if that wouldn't make you go insane. As if that wouldn't make you crash out. Like, back in the day, you'd probably see, like, one fine dame on your bus ride to work, and you'd think about her for 40 years until the day you die.
Man, does that not happen anymore?
That's how it used to be. That's how it should be. Now every woman is like a crazy, hot, unobtainable Instagram goddess with the fattest of ass. Zoomers don't know how good we had it. You'd go to Blockbuster, and the 21-year-old cashier behind the counter would be the most adorable woman you've ever seen. No Botox, no lip filler, just a pure soul, full of joy and whimsy. And now women are full of hate and SSRIs. But they're hot. They're hotter than they've ever been. They're hotter and more depressed than they've ever been in history.
Man, troll.
Sad. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anime. I didn't take my Vyvanse today, could you tell?
Happens.
Men's fantasy. A big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old.
Oh, so the other person says that they don't have boobies, and now they're big titty. You have to choose, man. You have to choose.
That is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex. Women's fantasy. Gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks of our periods so he can take care of us.
Oh, that is so funny, chat. I recently learned that Love and Deep Space, you know, the Gunnar gacha game for women, I didn't know a lot about it. I never played it, believe it or not, I never played it, even though I am one gacha degenerate and two a woman. I ended up staying away from that game. But I heard that game, the dudes they track your periods. I fucking lost my shit when I heard about that, because that's just so fucking funny to me. I can imagine those girls being like, oh yes, that's the perfect husband. He knows when it's my period, and he knows when to bring me chocolate and beds. This is something that never came across my mind. I don't know if there's actually men out there that keep track of their girlfriend's period. If there is, like, damn, dude, props for you. I've never met a man like that. I've never had a boyfriend that kept a track of my period. I would always say, like, you should maybe, like, remember that around this time of the month I'm gonna have my period, so I'm gonna be, like, very emotionally unstable, but they never fucking remember, you know? And I don't think that's an issue, like, that's fine.
I think I speak for a lot of women here when I say our fantasies do not, in fact, include men tracking our periods.
It's, you know, I never thought about that, Shu, but after the gacha game thing, I think it is. I don't know if it's younger woman or what. Maybe, you know, I think I'm a similar age as you. I think younger girls care a lot about that. I think, because of the gacha game.
Personally, if my husband was like, honey, just a reminder, you're in your luteal phase, I'm taking the kids. Men like to pretend they want this, and then they beat their wife when dinner isn't ready, or their son when he's misbehaving.
Like, I don't know, man. I am sorry for you. You've been through in your life, but holy, that's not like the typical thing. That's not. that's no.
First of all, I'm sorry that
Yep.
happened to you.
Yep.
But there are in fact good men out there. I've seen them. Some may be in this very audience. Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. This is the shoe on head audience. You're all gremlins. Male
She's not wrong, chat. She's not wrong. Don't try to deny it.
fantasy equals a woman that can't run away from him. A woman that's dependent on him. Interesting. When men are involved, it's basic survival instinct to assume the worst. Men are guilty until they prove themselves innocent.
I don't even know what to say, man. Never interacted with a man, apparently, in real life. It's like, dude, you have to touch some fucking grass. Like, that is just so crazy.
You know what? I take my opinions back on free speech. I changed my mind. No more free speech. No more free speech until you bitches learn to behave.
Yeah.
A woman's fantasy is a man who won't rape her, and a man's fantasy is raping a woman.
Where do you get this shit from, bruh?
I'm sorry, where is the rape, ma'am? Maybe that's how you see it, because you're brainwashed to hate men. So true. I hate how, but in reality, women are the real demons here. Oh, God damn
No,
it.
bruh.
We just want a happy relationship. Is it so much to ask for? Yes.
Apparently.
Yes, it is. Oh look, more misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men. This is why 70% of anime is garbage.
Dude, if they think that is gooner stuff, holy man, holy.
So, here's the thing, that, misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men was actually written by Saiko
That is funny.
Tanabe. A woman. A woman wrote this story. And I feel like a very important detail everyone is sleeping on when they covered this was the fact that this is very much the female fantasy as well. A man loving you for who you are.
Actually, this is so true. I think there is a big statistic on people leaving their partners once they get disabled, right? I remember seeing this before. I think if you're a woman, you'd see this as the POV of the girl, right? I think everyone has this fear that if something happens to you, is my boyfriend still love me if I was a worm? You know, that's an analogy as you're still gonna love me if something happens to me, if I'm not like this anymore. Right? So that is important. It's important that they have something that deals with this in a nice way, you know?
Despite your flaws, literally sweeping you off your feet and carrying you around on adventures, helping you live out your dreams, face your fears, and supporting you through the good and bad times. You're going to sit here and tell me that's not the female fantasy too? Is this not the basic female fantasy? Is this not the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you and falling in love with you? Why on earth are so many women so mad at this? Are men now the hopeless romantic? Are men now the ones yearning for a fairy tale romance?
Oh, man! You know, she might be onto something, chat. She might be onto something. In an era of OnlyFans, you know, with all the shit going around, everyone's fucking hot, everyone's look maxing. Yeah, I think things go inverted here. Yeah, man. Men just want something wholesome, because if it's sex, they can just get it anywhere. It's so easy. It's so easy to... You open the fucking internet, it's just there. You can't, like, even if you don't want it, it's gonna be on your face, you know? Damn, man, that's rough. That's rough.
Is this why all the Disney remakes are like, she's not gonna be saved by the prince, she's a strong, independent woman? Meanwhile, men still want to be the prince, men still want to be the knight in shining armor. Men are like,
you know, there's also something annoying about all the new stuff being about girl boss and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It annoys me when everything now is about being a girl boss. You know, I just wanna watch something about a girl getting together with the fucking prince and having all their children and being happy ever after, you know. Why can't we just have both? Why need to be one or the other, man?
like, I will save you from your monotonous 9-to-5 job.
Yeah! That's it, that's what I want.
I will give you a house and babies. And women are like, no, I must be an actuarial consultant. Be gone, vile misogynist. Is that what is occurring here? Also, that aside, there literally is a gender-swapped version of this story.
Oh, that is I mean, you can find absolutely anything, the anime and manga. There's just so many of them. This doesn't surprise me.
Called Perfect World. It is a manga. Mango?
Mango?
Oh, no. Do not come for me, weebs. Men will statistically leave their wives and partners the moment they find out they're disabled or have a life-threatening condition. You're right, it is a fantasy.
Man, no. As I said, there is a statistic about that, but I'm sure it's from both sides.
Actually, that study was debunked by the authors themselves, who admitted they did the math wrong.
Oh, wait, are you serious? That is funny.
It's actually not much higher, but then again, even if it was, and it happens, I've seen it happen to people, it's terrible.
Well, it obviously happens. There are very vain people out there. I think especially in this day and age. You know, you're not hot anymore. Well, there's a shit ton of other hot people out there, so I'm going for one of the hot ones, you know? Like, this shit happens. But I'm sure it happens to both genders. It's not a one-sided thing.
Marriage should be through sickness and through health.
Yeah.
But that's not really the point here.
Yeah.
And the fact that so many people are focusing on the wheelchair part of this just proves that they just don't get it. The ones of pure mind and pure soul get it. But these fucking semen demons out here, they don't get it. But not all semen demons. The amount of people in comments who just don't get that men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me. They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money.
Yup.
Ah, thank you. A sane person. Hopefully the replies aren't full of people calling her a pick-me. Pick-me alert. Least obvious pick-me. Me, pick me please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me. An incel could have written this. Fuck. Why are so many VTubers either pick-me's or racist?
What? Yo, what the fuck? Now this is VTuber racism right here. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? What the hell?
You mean why do so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the mainstream liberal feminist NPC line? Because they can. See, the most powerful weapon women have against other women is social ostracization. You don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so you keep your mouth shut in order to survive in female social circles. But in the case—
Oh my god, that is true. There is something about disagreeing on female circles. That is something that you learn very early on, because in school, if you do it, then like none of the girls are gonna talk to you anymore, you know? So you either agree or you stay quiet, because otherwise you're gonna be like the weird girl that we don't really talk to because she's weird, you know? That happens a lot. Even like it's not a school thing, it happens at workplaces. Whenever you're in a female group, usually just don't disagree with anything, because there are gonna be problems. It's annoying.
of VTubers, virtual YouTubers, they're basically anonymous. They can say anything they want. They're basically wearing a mask. They're free from the chains of the eternal HR longhouse. But apparently even being anonymous online does not save them, because they still get doxxed for simply not hating men.
Oh, that's Kitsu, damn! Kitsu got doxed, man. That's rough, bro.
And lovely. Maybe I should save this rant for a different video someday. Moving on. Men are why we can't have nice things, by the way. First of all, men make all the things. Thank you. Also, I just realized it was a man saying that. It was a whole-ass man saying men are why we can't have nice things. I don't deserve this trophy. This is for you, sir.
Damn.
This is for you. I'm not worthy. Listen, I make women jokes. I'm very critical of feminism and propaganda aimed at women. But you will never catch me in a million years saying some shit like women are why we can't have nice things. I have a mom. I have female family members. I have female friends. Maybe one day I'll have a daughter. Women make the world a beautiful place, and like men, can be flawed and deserve criticism like anyone else.
Yeah.
But there's something genuinely so cucked about people who put down their own gender or race. Oh god, race. Self-hating white people. Don't get me started on self-hating white people. White people are so evil. I hate being white. White people can't dance. White people food is so gross. You're not getting into Wakanda, bro. You're not getting invited to the cookout. Enough. But yeah, women were not the only ones who had a problem with this. There were a lot of men who didn't quite relate to this being the average male fantasy. It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to remind you that. But to glorify it? This anime is certainly Marxist propaganda.
Crazy. Oh, this one really need their meds. What do you mean? That's so weird. I don't. Move on.
The movie is about him taking a job as her caretaker, and when he learns of her dreams, he makes it his mission to help her dreams come true. So it is Marxist propaganda to help a disabled person pursue their dreams? Yeah, it's woven in. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Marxism is when girl in wheelchair. I love this. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Every piece of media that makes you feel empathy is communism. Political brain rot. If you're at the point where you see this and you're thinking of communism, you need to log off.
Yup, you need to touch some grass.
You are unwell. I'm sorry, but when I reproduce, I don't want a high probability of my offspring being mentally or physically retarded. We need a better class of incels whose bar is higher than the retarded.
What? Oh my god, Jesus. Okay, bro.
She's not retarded, she has a spinal injury that's not genetic. Also, what is this LARP? I love how everyone is just kind of having like a normal conversation about this clip, and this guy just comes out of nowhere like, I would never put my pure white seed in such a vile creature. Like, you absolutely know this guy has a non-white girlfriend. They all do. All these like I hate white people women always have white boyfriends. All these I hate non-white people boys always have non-white girlfriends. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it too many times.
True.
I guarantee you when this man logs off of his Black Sun Roman statue Twitter account, he's clapping Latina booty cheeks. My fantasy is not being a simp, but okay. Fellas, is it simping to love a woman? Nah, this is not the male fantasy. That man is a beta male. If she wasn't in a wheelchair, she would leave him for Chad.
Oh my god, this is the opposite. This is the male version of the crazy girls. It's like this girl only loves him because she's in a wheelchair. Like, what the fuck, bruh? That dude like this with the other girls from the start, perfect match, man. Like, made for each other.
Fellas, is it beta to love a woman? This is not my fantasy. This is some gay shit, to be honest.
Fellas, is it gay to be in a relationship with a girl? Yes, apparently. Apparently it is.
Fellas, is it gay to love a woman? What no pussy does to a motherfucker. Brother, I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker. And it's far worse. The average male fantasy is taking care of their crippled wife. I don't think I've ever had that fantasy before. I thought it was gonna be about going on some quest to kill the dragon to win the princess or something.
To be fair, I don't think he's entirely wrong, okay? I think if people could go on a quest to kill a dragon and get... I don't think they even care about the princess, honestly. I think they just want to kill the dragon. I think that does sound like the male fantasy to me.
It is. That is the average male fantasy. But there are no dragons to slay.
Yeah.
There are no princesses
Realistically, yeah.
to save. But there is that little old lady in the grocery store who can't quite reach that top shelf. There's that heavy box the pretty girl you work with can't quite lift herself. There's that jar of tomato sauce your wife can't quite open.
Is that the actual male fantasy? Just helping helpless woman with this kind of stuff? That is actually so funny. I never thought about this. This is funny, chat.
There's that Lego set your little son can't quite put together himself.
Oh.
Or there is this paraplegic girl who wants to see the ocean. This is the Princess and the Dragon story.
Yeah.
And despite what many are told, men do have a lot of love to give. And they want some kind of excuse or mechanism to show that love. In a world where men expressing themselves is either seen as toxic or gay. And one way of expressing that love is solving problems. Men fucking love solving problems. I don't know what it is. They also love reading Wikipedia articles. The amount of times I walked over and my husband is reading a random fucking Wikipedia article about like the world's tallest buildings or like a random battle in World War II.
Sounds about right.
I didn't know if this was autism or what, but apparently it's a man thing. Anyway, yes, men love solving problems. And in a world that makes them feel useless, makes them feel like they have no purpose, men desperately feel like they need to prove their worth. They are desperately looking for a purpose in life. So it is not at all shocking to me that the modern young man is seeing a clip like this and longing for this. A lot of modern men don't have a chance to prove themselves, to make something of their lives. They don't have a chance to provide anything for anyone because they don't have anything to provide and they don't have anyone. They are—
Oof, man. Oof, that's too real, bro. Holy.
doing everything their grandfathers did, but seeing none of the results.
Yeah.
They're lost. What can they provide? And as I said earlier, her being in a wheelchair is the protector and provider instinct taken to a extreme.
Yeah.
And yes, it is a fantasy, considering if you ask anyone who's actually in a wheelchair, they know it's not all butterflies and rainbows, and they know that it's hard on relationships. It can be difficult on their partner. But just like in the movie, it's not shown as butterflies and rainbows. Josie feels like a burden. But towards the end of the movie, the guy takes on that burden. Not because he gets something in return, but because it's his duty. Because it makes her happy, which makes him happy in return. Loyalty, duty, virtue, acts of service, big or small. Men live for that shit. And yes, these are stereotypes. Not everyone fits into these boxes, blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, it's true. When many men look at this relationship, that is what they see. And a lot of modern women are looking at this relationship and being disgusted because, in a way, it's the complete inverse of the strong, independent woman they've been sold. They've been—
Oh, I said that actually makes a lot of sense when you put it like, I didn't even think about this. Is it because it's not girl boss? The whole girl boss dominating everything just pisses me off so much, bro.
told they need to be. The modern woman crafted by modern Disney for modern audiences. Unlike the Hollywood crafted modern woman, this woman does need her man. She is not strong and she's not independent, at least physically. This doesn't mean she's like an empty vessel with no thoughts or freedom.
Yeah.
No, in fact, in the movie, Josie does roll away from him a few times. It is a fantasy not because of a power imbalance, but because the man has a tangible purpose, and the woman is willingly and lovingly letting him fulfill that purpose.
Because I can depend on you. I know that if I ever feel frightened, I can just reach out to you.
Men simply want something good to die for, to make it beautiful to live. This manifests in a lot of ways, but the most common is having a loving partner and or a family. Something unobtainable to many people nowadays.
Yep.
So yes, literally one of the most normal things ever is becoming a fantasy. Sad. Also, men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And that is the male biological clock. Everything you do, the money you make working that grating 9-to-5 job, it will all be for something bigger and more important than yourself one day. You will come home to a warm and happy home, greeted by people who care about you, and love you, and rely on you, and everything will make sense then. Until then, you'll just be on the internet, being called a misogynist, for wanting something bigger and more important than yourself, for wanting something beautiful and normal. And that is the average male fantasy.
Yes.
That and 3 hot chicks at once.
Probably.
Hell yeah, brother. You know what I'm saying? So that was that little video. Men in the comments, let me know. Am I correct? Is that the average male fantasy? Or is it not that deep? Men and women in the comments, what is your fantasy? And no, I don't mean that. I don't want to hear about how you want to be crushed by a 12-foot futa.
Unfortunately, I have to hear that a lot. I know you guys don't have to answer that one. I am fine, okay? I already know. Please, please.
That is between you and God, not you and Shiwamhead. I mean, what is your ultimate dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a nice big family one day? Do you want to own a farm? Do you want to live in a shed in the woods and make pipe bombs? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you soon with a new video.
Bye! Yippee!